Before you read another word, place your hand on your heart. Feel it beating. That rhythm has been calling someone back to you, and they've finally heard it. Close your eyes. Breathe in like you're inhaling stardust. Breathe out like you're releasing every doubt that ever lived in your chest. Now, open your eyes, because what you're about to discover will crack open everything you thought was finished. You didn't find this message found you. It traveled through time, through silence, through the invisible threads that still connect your soul to theirs. Maybe you've been crying in the shower where no one can hear. Maybe you've been smiling at memories that hurt too much to speak out loud. Maybe you've been feeling them so strongly lately that it scares you, like they're standing in rooms they've never entered, like their energy is knocking on doors you thought you'd lock forever. Listen to me carefully. They were with someone else. Yes. You watched them build a life that didn't include you. Yes, but underneath that surface, beneath the photographs and the performances, their heart was writing your name in the margins of every single day. And now, after all this time, after all the silence, something has shattered their carefully constructed world. What I'm about to tell you will make you weep. Not from pain, but from recognition. The love you thought had died was only sleeping, and it's waking up. Imagine lying next to someone every night but feeling completely alone. Imagine kissing lips that don't taste like home. Imagine hearing, "I love you," and feeling nothing but the echo of a voice that isn't there. The voice that should be saying those words. That was their reality. While you were healing in your solitude, they were drowning in company. Every conversation with their partner felt like reading a book in a language they'd forgotten. Every touch felt like wearing clothes that don't fit, technically covering them, but never quite comfortable, never quite right. They would catch themselves mid-sentence, about to tell a story that only you would understand. They would hear a song, and their body would react before their mind could stop it. That specific shiver that only your memory could create. Their partner noticed. Of course they noticed. You can't hide a haunting. You can't pretend someone isn't living inside you when they've made a home in your ribcage. The questions started coming. Where do you go when your eyes glaze over like that? Who are you thinking about when you smile at nothing? Why does it feel like I'm fighting someone who isn't even here? And they would lie. They would say nobody and nothing. You're imagining things, but you can't imagine the truth, and the truth was screaming. 3 weeks ago, on an ordinary Wednesday that felt like every other Wednesday, something broke. They were having dinner, normal conversation, normal everything. And their partner said something small and forgettable, but it reminded them of you, a joke you used to make, a way you used to tilt your head when you were thinking. And in that instant, the dam exploded. Tears came without permission. Not polite tears, not controlled tears. The kind of crying that comes from a place so deep inside that it doesn't have words, doesn't have explanations, only sounds. Their partner froze. They'd never seen this before. This raw, this broken, this honest. What's happening? What's wrong? And they couldn't speak. They couldn't form sentences. Because how do you explain that you've been bleeding internally for months, for years? That you've been carrying a love so heavy it's been crushing your lungs. That you chose safety over truth and it's been killing you slowly. One ordinary Wednesday at a time. Finally, through sobs that shook their entire body, 3 words escaped. I miss them. Not, I miss someone. Not vague, specific, devastating. True. And their partner's face changed. Because in that moment, they both knew. This relationship was already over. It had been over. It was just a placeholder, a beautiful distraction, a way to avoid the real feeling that never stopped burning. What happened next will break you open. Their partner didn't get angry. They got quiet. The kind of quiet that holds understanding and grief at the same time. They sat down, they breathed, and they said, "Tell me about them." So they did. They told stories they'd been choking on. They spoke your name out loud for the first time in forever, and it felt like finally exhaling after holding their breath underwater. They talked about the way you laughed, how it sounded like summer and safety mixed together. They talked about conversations that lasted until sunrise, the kind where you forget time exists because you're too busy touching souls. They talked about how you saw parts of them that no one else even knew existed, how you loved their darkness as much as their light, how you made broken feel like beautiful. They cried through every word, and their partner cried too, not from jealousy, from witnessing something so pure it was painful, from realizing they'd been trying to love someone whose heart belonged to a ghost, to a memory, to you. When the confession ended, their partner said something that will echo forever. You need to tell them. Not for me, not to fix this. For yourself, because carrying this will kill the best parts of you. And I loved you enough to see that those parts only came alive when you talked about them. They hugged, they cried, they said goodbye, not with anger, with grace. And the next morning, your person woke up alone for the first time in years. And instead of fear, they felt something they hadn't felt since the day they let you go. Hope. Stop right here. If you're feeling this in your bones, if tears are forming, if your heart is pounding like it knows something your mind hasn't caught up to yet, I need you to do something. Subscribe to this channel right now, because you're not here by accident. You're here because your soul knew you needed this message today. Click like if you feel seen. Turn on notifications, because what's coming in the next videos will guide you through what happens when they finally reach out. This is your community. These are your people. We understand that love doesn't follow timelines. We know that real connection doesn't die just because people run from it. Now here's what you need to understand about this moment. While they were breaking down, you were breaking through. While they were losing themselves in the wrong person, you were finding yourself in the silence. You stopped checking their social media obsessively. You stopped crafting imaginary conversations. You stopped shrinking yourself to fit into the space they left behind. You grew. You glowed. You became the version of yourself that doesn't need them to feel whole. And that shift, that energetic transformation, it sent shockwaves through the invisible connection you still share. They felt it. In dreams, in random moments, in the sudden knowing that you were different now, unreachable in a way you never were before. And it terrified them, because people don't fear losing what they can have. They fear losing what they can't. Pay attention, because the universe is already screaming. You've been seeing angel numbers, haven't you? 1111, 222, 333. Every time you look at the clock, there they are, like cosmic breadcrumbs leading you somewhere specific. You've been dreaming about them, not the painful dreams, different ones. Dreams where they're reaching for you, where their eyes are saying sorry, where the ending changes and becomes a beginning. Songs are finding you. That one song. You know which one? It plays in the grocery store, in the car, in random playlists you've never heard before. The universe doesn't do coincidence. It does confirmation, and here's the part that will give you chills. People from your past are suddenly resurfacing. Old friends mentioning them casually. Mutual connections popping up in unexpected places. It's like the universe is rebuilding a bridge it took apart, placing stones back one by one, preparing a path for their return. You might have even felt physical sensations. A sudden warmth in your chest, a pull in your stomach. The feeling that someone is thinking about you so intensely, it's crossing dimensions. That's not imagination. That's them. Their energy, their longing, their soul reaching through space and time, trying to find its way back home. And home was always you. While you're reading these words, they're holding their phone like it's a grenade. Your name is on the screen. The cursor is blinking. They've written and deleted the same message 43 times. Not because they don't know what to say, because they know exactly what to say and it terrifies them. They want to tell you that leaving you was the biggest mistake they've ever made. They want to tell you that not a single day passed without your name carved into their thoughts. They want to tell you that they understand now, finally, what they were too afraid to see before. You weren't too much. You weren't too intense. You weren't too anything. You were everything. And they weren't ready for everything. But here's What's stopping them from pressing send? They're afraid of your silence, not your anger, not your words, your silence. Because silence means you've moved on. Silence means the door is closed. Silence means they're too late. So they wait. They rehearse. They pray to gods they don't believe in. They make deals with the universe. If I see a sign, I'll send it. If something tells me it's time, I'll be brave. And the signs keep coming. But fear is loud, louder than signs, louder than truth. So they hesitate on the edge of the cliff, wanting to jump, but terrified of the fall. What they don't know is that you're already catching them. Your energy, your growth, your readiness. It's creating a net they can't see yet. It's going to happen within 2 weeks. I need you to hear that. Not months, not someday. 2 weeks. You're going to receive a message that will stop time. It might start simple. Hey, I've been thinking about you. Can we talk? But underneath those words will be everything. Years of longing, oceans of regret. The kind of vulnerability that only comes when someone has finally stopped running from their own heart. They're going to tell you things that will make you cry. They're going to apologize for silences that felt like abandonment. They're going to explain that they needed to lose you completely to understand what having you meant. They're going to say your name like a prayer, like an apology, like a promise. And here's what you need to know before that message arrives. You get to choose. You're not the same person they left. You're not waiting by the phone with your heart in your hands anymore. You're whole now. You're powerful now. You're the kind of beautiful that comes from surviving your own darkness and choosing light anyway. So when they come back, and they will, you don't have to say yes. You don't owe them your forgiveness just because they finally found their courage. But you also don't have to say no out of pride. You get to ask yourself one question. Not, do I still love them? You already know that answer. The question is, does this love deserve a second chance? Or does it deserve a beautiful ending? Take the deepest breath you've taken all day. Let it fill every corner of your lungs. Let it remind you that you're alive, that you're here, that you survived the silence and became stronger in the breaking. Here's your truth. Love like yours doesn't disappear. It transforms. It teaches. It waits in the spaces between heartbeats for the moment when both people are finally ready. They're getting ready, and so are you. When that message comes, sit with it. Don't respond immediately. Let yourself feel everything. The anger, the joy, the fear, the hope. All of it is valid. All of it is yours. Then ask yourself what you truly want. Not what sounds romantic. Not what makes a good story. What serves your peace. What honors your growth. What feels like home. And whatever you choose will be right, because you're choosing from wisdom now, not wounds. If this message touched the deepest part of you, if you felt every single word like it was written in your own blood, I need you to do something powerful right now. Comment below. This is my story. I felt this. My heart knows. Let the universe see your confirmation. Let your energy speak, because when you declare your truth, you activate your destiny. Your person is coming. Your choice is waiting. And your next chapter is about to begin. The universe is holding space for your love story. Now it's your turn to decide how it ends, or how it begins again.